Hi everyone, since I am still pregnant and I've got some time on my hands while the boys go shopping with my husband at the grocery store, I thought I would do a little get ready with me. So this is going to be some new things, well not necessarily new, but new to me, and some things that I've liked for a while. So first thing I'm putting on is the I Love Color Intensifying base from Essence as my primer. This seems to work really well for me. It gives me a little bit of toning down the freckles and the discoloration, and along with preventing creasing. So it's similar to that Ulta primer, which is doing 2 for 1, and this is easier to use because it's a doe fit and it's lighter, which I also appreciate. So I'm doing something very simple. My favorite kind of cream shadow of late has been this L'Oreal Infallible paints in Army Camo, and it's just so easy to use. So I take the lighter side and then I just kind of draw it onto my lid here. I take my Real Techniques base shadow brush, blend it out a little bit. It's just so much easier to wear for me than a shimmery cream, well, shimmery liquid shadow. Shimmery cream shadows don't seem to be too much of a problem, but shimmery, really shimmery liquid shadows tend to be very unflattering on my lid texture, having more loose skin up there. Next, I'm going to take a mustardy colored eyeshadow. So I have, this is Paper Tiger from Colourpop, and this is Desert Sands from Makeup Geek. For this kind of look, I feel like either one works. I'm just going to use the Desert Sands, which is slightly less yellow, but I like them both. I really like that mustard color on myself personally. So this is super basic, what I do a lot. It's one of those looks that I know I like the outcome of, so I do it pretty regularly. And I'm going to wait to do my inner corner and lower lash line until I have concealer on. So that is, since I'm going to be wearing a powder foundation today, I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer now. I think I'll do a little bit of this. I've been kind of playing around with using the Naked Skin Corrector, this sample I have, in Peach. And since this is geared to a darker skin tone than mine, I have to be pretty careful. Otherwise, I'll get too much product on there and then you can see it through the concealer. But I'm trying out putting that like in the spot where I feel like I have the most discoloration. You know, a lot of what I have under my eyes is, you can see I don't have any makeup on. And a lot of, I think what makes it look darker is that I have that kind of naturally deeper tear trough, as they say, which is accentuated by the fact that my faces are strip puffy right now. And also I have a lot of more noticeable freckles there. They seem less faded than on the rest of my face. So I don't have as much discoloration as I do kind of shadows and freckles. So I feel like, you know, going in hardcore with the color corrector isn't going to make a huge difference for me. Something new that I got was the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly. This is obviously not a new product. And what I like about it is it does not have a scent. And when it dries down, it doesn't dry down quite as dark as Tarte Shape Tape dries down, which I know now because of my high-end concealer swatch video that I just recorded and uploaded, though I may do this, put this Get Ready With Me up first. We'll see. I'm trying to pre-record because I have unexpectedly got an extra week to get things done because the baby is not ready to make his appearance yet. Though if he doesn't by Tuesday, I have an induction scheduled, which is kind of a bummer. I'm hoping that he can, we can get this process started without any sort of intervention, but you know, if that's the way it goes, that's the way it goes. So it looks very brightening right now. So that is that done. I'm gonna go ahead and set that right away with my Sonia Kashuk Chic Luminosity powder. This is no longer available, it is discontinued, but it's essentially the same thing as the NARS light reflecting powder pressed. I have had both and I feel like they work the same. And for a long time, that was the only type of powder I could wear under my eyes. And then my under eye kind of moisture situation seemed to balance out and I didn't need to set concealer as much anymore. Or I could use like a damp sponge and something like the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So I'm also going to put a little bit of this on my nose. I find that sometimes the, especially like the mineral powder foundation can stick to my nose in sort of a funny way. So I just put that down to help kind of smooth it on a little bit. And that's an area that I'm a little more oily, so I don't mind if I have a little extra powder on there. I think next up I'll do my bareMinerals original foundation, and this is in Fair 01. This is too dark for me, but I really like how it feels, how it looks, how it wears. So I've been using it since I got it. What I like for powder foundation is this, again, discontinued Sonia Kashuk number 130 brush, but I have been trying out this ultimate blending brush from e.l.f. I don't think it gives quite as much coverage from the get-go, but I think it does apply it nicely. So I'm gonna do like one half of my face so we can see what the color looks like, what the coverage looks like. Oh, it's always scary putting on powder foundation when your nose is running. It's like I really, really don't want to get my brush snotty. Am I the only one that has this fear? Because it happens all the time. And it's, see how it kind of settled into the pores there? That's what I struggle with powder foundation, mineral foundation specifically. I feel like I can kind of cover it up with highlighter, which is kind of ridiculous, but so that's one side done, one side not. I'd say it's light coverage, light to medium coverage. I feel like it takes a long time, surprisingly. I don't think it's really saving me any time compared to liquid, except that I don't have to wash my beauty blender or a beauty sponge. What I really love about this is how I really cannot feel it on my face throughout the day. You know, if like my face is itchy, I can scratch and I don't come away with anything. It just feels like I have nothing on my face. And really every liquid foundation always, it's not like I can actively feel it on my face, but if I touch my face, for sure I can. So color-wise, you can see it's not Not the best color match for me. But it's not terrible. And the coverage isn't, I'm not wearing a ton of coverage, so it doesn't really matter all that much. So I'm just putting some more of that Desert Sands under my eyes, the lower lash line. For inner corner highlight, I'm gonna use Colourpop's Now and Zen. It's like a very pale shade with a very light gold reflect to it. A lot of those type of shades tend to be too yellow on my skin tone, but this one is not. It's a very, very pale gold kind of reflect. So it ends up working out, I think, very nicely on my face. So I'm just gonna put that in the inner corner. It is so shiny. So shiny. Next I'll do brows. I did end up repurchasing this at Walgreens because they had a buy two get the third free mix and match. This eyebrow does not go down as low, so it's harder to do from a distance because I like want to bring it down to a similar, so it'll be a similar thickness as the other one. But that's kind of hard to do when you can't really see what you're doing. I should probably get a mirror. Trying to do your brows from like 2 feet away. Oh, not bad. I really struggled with my brows yesterday. Man, has it been 20 minutes already? I'm gonna use this NYX Faux Blacks and Burnt Sienna in my waterline. Normally I use Black Olive. But I bought some more colors. So that's kind of the new thing here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little in my waterline because it's gonna transfer anyway, so it might as well look like it's intentional. But you'll see how red it looks in my waterline here. It's a little, could be a little off-putting. For blush, I've been using this also pretty much nonstop. It's the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in Plum Rose, right? Yeah. And I've been putting it on with this, I mean, it's not very pigmented. It's very light. Even on my skin tone. But since I feel like I just get, like, there's that blush right there. I feel like I still have a tendency to go overboard. I've been using this Morphe M500. And I feel like then I don't really have to pay attention to what I'm doing. I can just kind of slap it on. So one thing I don't like about Morphe brushes, I only have a couple, 2 maybe, is that they tend to shed like crazy. Highlight, I think I'm gonna go not really matching with this look because it's a pink, but it's new to me, and it's the Wet n Wild Megaglo highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. It's so pretty. I feel like you kind of have to, I'm using a brush that picks up a lot of product, but I really enjoy the effect once I do get it on my face. And it's not super, super pink. It's definitely kind of a lighter, so I feel like it doesn't clash too badly with the fact that I've got a pretty warm eye look going on here. And you can wear it on your nose and it doesn't look like obviously pink. You know, I'm all about the nose highlight these days, so I'm just gonna blend that a little bit. I think I am ready for setting spray. So yesterday I used Too Faced HangoveRx. The previous days when I've been wearing the bareMinerals, I've been wearing the Fix Plus. I like the spray on this better. I feel like I get better coverage on my face with this one. And that will kind of make that highlight kind of pop out a little bit more. I've been using this NYX Control Freak brow gel for a while. Emily Noel is a big fan of it. I think it's won mini Emily awards. Emily has like perfect brows to begin with, and I don't think she needs a ton of hold, which is hard to imagine considering how full her brows are. I was talking before, I need a lot of hold, and I feel like this does pretty well. I think it's fairly comparable to the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, which is the only thing I found in the past that really holds my brows into place. I know soap brows can be pretty amazing in that regard, but I feel like that's more work. Okay, so the mascara that I mentioned that I bought is the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar XFiber. I think this is the new one that people are talking about a lot because it has a black primer. So I really do enjoy the primer side of this. I feel like I could use this alone, really, and be pretty happy with it. And I liked how it wore on my lower lashes. I'm not so sure about the top, the second step that has the fibers in it. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I had some fibers falling on my face yesterday, and possibly into my eyes as well. The only thing about these things, these two-step things, is that I'm so used to just building up with one mascara that it's hard for me to like stop gooping on the like primer step, especially when it's black. Because then it's like, oh, it's just like a regular mascara. Just keep going. And since it does kind of build up, it's not like a really thin consistency. I mean, this is as good as a lot of mascaras I get that are just one step. All right, I think I need a mirror to do my lower lashes here. But I really enjoyed how it went on my lower lashes too. All right, so I'm gonna do the second step, which is the fiber step. So you can see here kind of the fibery nature and the shape of the wand. I don't know, I felt like I wasn't really getting much. Like I had to kind of go over and over and over yesterday, and maybe that's why I had some chunkiness falling out. And maybe this is just one of those things that it will thicken up a little bit more after it's been open a little bit. Just the first side was so nice. Step one was so nice, like straight out of the gate. And this is just kind of like, well, I don't feel like I'm getting a ton more volume here. Maybe a little more. I mean, I feel like I have big lashes, but I also feel like I can do that with just like Lash Paradise or Better Than Sex or whatever. All right. I feel like more of a human once I get some mascara on. So for lips, this is one of the things in the birthday set from Sephora, and it is the Bite Beauty Matte Crayon in Glacé. And I like that the color is on the end because I have a whole slew of Bite matte crayons. And the only way you know is if you open it or if you read that teeny tiny label in the bottom. I hate that. And I find this color, I think, is a really nice color on me. The phlebotomist that was taking my blood yesterday, or a couple days ago, she complimented me on this lip color. Like, oh, well, thank you. She's like, did you wear this last week? Like, with the amount of lipstick I have in my collection, probably not. I pretty much wear something different every day. Ooh, I feel like that looks quite nice together, actually. So that's it, I think. That's my kind of my go-to eye look that I do pretty often, and some other new stuff that I have been trying out. And I would say that I'm pretty happy with most of it. You know what? I didn't put the mineral veil on. I forget that step, and I feel like it helps. I'm not really sure how it helps, but I feel like it does. I feel like I've had a better experience. I've had a better makeup day on the days I've worn it versus the days I haven't. But I can't really like nail down how it's different. Maybe it's just that it brightens up my face a tiny bit. I don't know, but I like it. And it doesn't seem to really be a problem if I put it on after setting spray, which is really nice since I forget like about half the time to do it before I set my face. So I'm basically putting it everywhere except my like actual cheeks. All right. And I'm happy to be using this mineral oil because I've had it for who knows how long. Because I never really found it to be a good setting powder for anything. But I've been liking it with this, with the product it was meant to go over. Imagine that. All right, so I think that's it. And let me know if you have any questions about the stuff I used on my face or just questions in general. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos from me, please do subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.